Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This film review is particularly a very, particular film review, if you get what I mean. If you've seen Pink Flamingos, or any John Waters film for that matter, you will know what I am talking about.
Every mother's son can't help it, girl can't help it. If she smile and beefsteak become well done, can't help it, girl.
So, Pink Flamingos, directed and written by John Waters, and actually this is part of his Trash trilogy. Pink Flamingos was released in 1972, which then was followed by Female Trouble in 1974, and then to complete the trilogy was Desperate Living in 1977. Pink Flamingos made John Waters both famous and infamous.
Connie Marble, you stand convicted of assholism.
John Waters challenges censorship in a lot of his films, but specifically in Pink Flamingos, because we do encounter a lot of things that are just plain downright disgusting. I mean, one of the original trailers, I think it was the original trailer in fact, literally only had no single bit of the movie. It was just people coming out of the cinema and saying what they saw and how they felt about it. Yes, it's quite evident. Divine, the leading lady, who was really a man, did eat dog shit at the end of the movie.
How much is that dog in the window? The one with the...
I'm not gonna put that clip in because but the scene was so infamous where Babs, who is played by Divine, eats the dog shit. I mean, everybody was going crazy about that. People were puking when it was first released. So basically the film is about two families who are competing to be the filthiest people alive. So on one side we have Babs and her really interesting family. And then on the other side we have this couple who kidnap hippies and have their butler rape these hippie women, and then the babies that they give birth to, they give them to lesbian couples because lesbian couples are not allowed to, well, at least in those days obviously, they weren't able to adopt children legally. This is probably one of the first films where we get the closest to actually seeing an erect penis. And this is actually, if I remember correctly, in the scene where Babs gives her son a blowjob. I had a hard time watching this film, I have to admit. Mostly not only because of the incest and the bestiality and just eating that dog shit scene is just, oh god. I mean, Divine. Because that was real. I'm not even, that's the thing, people ask, is that real? That dog shit scene was real, very much real. And Divine, whose real name is Harris Glenn Milstead. Harris is such a dedicated actor, and I will talk about that later on, but nobody else will do that. Although there's a total shock value, John Waters, he wants to put out the comedy first, and the comedy's obviously quite evident in Divine. I mean, Divine is downright hilarious in this film as Babs.
This is a direct attack on my divinity.
John Waters has actually said that he believes that making people laugh will kind of open their mind and they'll be able to accept other things. And I totally agree with that, to be honest, because I did see the comedy value before the shock value in this movie.
Do you believe in God? I am God.
I'm not saying the things that they do in the film should be considered okay to do. They are not okay to do. The characters in Pink Flamingos are rather exotic. I mean, let's start off with the Egg Lady. Well, I call her the Egg Lady. Her name is Eddie. She's played by Edith Massey.
The Eggman didn't do it, Babs. I know the Eggman didn't do it.
Oh, I don't think he did either, Mother. Now shut up and let me think, will you?
She literally spends most, if not all the film, sat in a crib, obsessing over eggs, eating eggs, fantasizing over the Eggman.
Babs, where do eggs come from?
Crackers, who is played by Danny Mills, is Babs' son. He's like this really crazy hippie who really enjoys involving chickens into his sex life. Quite disturbing. He just looks like he would smell really bad. And quite evidently, the people that attend Bab's birthday party are on their own really exotic, interesting people. I mean, there's this one guy who is even able to make his own asshole sing. Pink Flamingos did receive really bad criticism. I mean, famously, Roger Ebert, who I just personally cannot stand because I think he's kind of a snob, he actually gave Pink Flamingos 0 stars. Divine on her own is a person worth commemorating, really, played by Harris Glenn Milstead. Harris was a wonderful actor, to be honest. Other than being recognized for being Divine, I think he should also be recognized for Harris, because he really was a serious actor as well. Like, he wasn't just this joke. And it's quite sad that people have a hard time remembering Harris as this actor, you know? He was this actor behind what we call Divine. The thing about Harris as Divine, which I really enjoyed, and it really called my attention to Divine, was the fact that Divine is just making fun of drag queen. I mean, it was really funny because Divine had to have her, like, head, half of, like, this part of her head shaved because her face could not hold enough makeup. So there needed to be made more space for more makeup. It was a form of punk, and it did at some point sort of influence the punk culture. But like I said earlier, Harris, who was behind Divine, he really wanted to get recognized as a serious actor, as a man. Unfortunately, you know how Hollywood are, Tinseltown, they're a bunch of pricks, and they can't really see that. They only have money on their minds, and they know that Divine is gonna make them money because she ate dog shit and she's so funny and we really want to see more of that. And, you know, the guy just wanted to be seen as a serious actor, and unfortunately, when he became more of a serious actor, he passed away quite suddenly. Back to the film and John Waters, though. This film can be somehow considered a form of punk. Waters doesn't shy away from anything, really, and this film shows that. It's a very raw film, although I'm not really into the acting very much. At times it's a little bit weak, the acting. Camera shots make it feel a bit amateurish. I've never personally met John Waters, and if I ever did, I would probably like cry because I love him so much. It's a film that really encourages this thing that we keep discussing when we talk about John Waters, this hierarchy of bad taste and good taste. And that's because it seems that John Waters understands what taste is. And that really boils down to the title of the film, Pink Flamingos. Very tacky, but trying to be fancy, but it's just tacky at the end of the day. It's a very ordinary title for such an unordinary film. So anyways, this is probably going to be a long video, but I really do have all my respect for John Waters. He is definitely my most influential filmmaker personally, especially as a student of film. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this film review. Make sure to subscribe for more film reviews and album reviews. Follow me on Twitter at itsclaudia123. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, okay? And finally, you can also follow me on Instagram at multi.vibe. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you filthy animals on my next video. Bye!
And the next packet you bring me is getting shoved right up your little ass. Can you comprehend that?